said it here. He said, if I were hit with that kind of emotional surge and physical pain, I would go crazy. I'd be pretty quick to take out on the people around me. And so, we don't.
Hey, you see it? Turn the media down, producers. We got a problem. Houston, we have a problem.
I did not approve the topic of this show.
You did not, but this is one of the realest topics you'll ever hear. So, fellas, ladies, all of us, we all deal with. There's a time that comes up every month. And I don't know if you know what that is. And as a man, I've been through, after 15 plus years, I've been through several of these. Several. And how do you survive these times of the month? Women, do you know you're a different person? Some men come home from work and you left your wife, your lady that morning, you come home, you look at her, you see it in her eyes. It's like the Walking Dead, I want to say, for lack of a better term. Who are you? Who sent you?
How I'm gonna get you sucker. I was talking to Mama D this morning. Shout out to Mama D. I was talking to her this morning, and we was just talking, and it was like, I'm gonna get you sucker. Like,
when they came through,
she was like, oh God, girl. So if you don't know what we're talking about surviving that time of the month.
Listen, if you're new to the podcast, welcome. Stay here, because we're going to get to
because you forgot to give out introductions.
I had to get straight to the problem. This is a problem.
Welcome to the Mr. and Mrs. Mr. podcast show. I am your co-host, Mrs. Mr., a.k.a. Dana Mr., and beside me is my handsome husband of 15 years, 2 beautiful kids later.
I'm Jeffrey Mr., a.k.a. Mr. See, I'm confused. And we are
the Misters.
Yeah. If you look directly into Mrs. Mr., aka Mr. eyes, you can see it's a little ow.
You better watch yourself now.
You can pick a little something different. So I have no idea how this episode is going to go. If you ever know, you ever talk to somebody a little bit irrational?
Oh, right.
And we mean this respectfully.
So it's the time of the month. So how do you feel like you're different, Jeffrey?
Hold on, let me get the question right. Because I see
because there are contrary
to... Let me go to this. Because people don't know. They just see this and it's like, we thank you for watching. If you have not, click and subscribe, notifications, all that good stuff. And then go ahead and let another person know. Text right now and say, hey, have you listened to Mr. and Mrs. Mr. podcast today? Click on it right now. So get that out the way. But this is what we want to say. There are show notes that the executive producer creates. And
it's 2 executive producers.
Okay, that's fair. There's only one that comes to the preview. I'll let you decide on who that person is. And this is what I said. This is the perfect time. So we shifted the whole show topic today to fit the actual thing that's going on in reality of life and what's going on here. And so this is where we are.
I did not approve this topic.
This is because many men suffer in silence, women. They suffer in silence. They go and they try to see, how can I escape for 3 to 5 or however long? And some women I'm hearing about now have, I mean, just think about it. If you were dating the woman with the issue of blood back in the day, do you know, no wonder she couldn't keep no man. It wasn't because she was bleeding. She was probably going all the time. Imagine cramping all for, I don't know how long she was bleeding. Long time. How long she was bleeding for? You
was it 7 years?
No, it's longer than that.
It may be 9 years. Hold on a second.
Google that. I can't remember off the top of my head real quick. But imagine dating her. And so women, what we think about it is, do you even know how, I don't want to say crazy because that's a triggering word for y'all.
Yes.
Do you know how imbalanced it is to be around y'all?
12 years.
12 years. She couldn't keep no man. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going to tell you right now. If this is any sign or show of what men had to do, especially back in the days, like you didn't have no Wi-Fi. Like imagine dating her. Imagine dating that woman for 12 years. You sit back, you've been in a long-term relationship with her, you trying to understand, why are you like this? Jesus is here walking the earth and you acting like this. Why? And that's probably why we had to go and get that thing together. That's what the Bible tells you about that. It's just a little side note that we get there. So how to survive that time of the month. Every episode, we do 3 things. If you've been listening, you've been walking with us, you already know. You can shout it out and talk to it with us. We like to laugh, learn, and love. When you look on the sign, you see those 3 emojis. That's what you mean. That's what we see. And on this Mr. and Mr. Podcast, I want a solution today. Because our reality is this. Do you feel like I act any different when you're on your cycle?
Absolutely not.
And so I think so. And I think I just try to, I think at this point of life, I just try to avoid it, wait it out. You do it just like a storm, like a hurricane, a tropical storm. You just try, you go in the bathtub, you get your mattress and you cover yourself up and you just try to hide out until help comes. You try to ride this thing out. Let me ask you a question, because this is, I want to hear from you all. Hear from you, Danny, since you're here. And any women who's listening or watching right now, please let me know. Drop in the comments. Let another person know. How are you different during your cycle? But Danny, since you're here.
Different.
So we're finna do this. This is what we're about to do. Okay, let me ask the question again, because maybe my question wasn't clear. How are you, as a woman, different on your cycle? Can you tell us that, please? Is there anything different about you? Because I'm being pretty clear about the question. I'm wondering why it takes so long to get to the answer.
I understand what you're saying.
I wonder why it takes so long to get to the answer.
Because I'm not different. I feel like I'm still my same upbeat person. So, like, my thing is, I may be a little bit tired. I may be a little bit impatient.
Wow.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
I'm gonna say this. This is my rule. This is for fellas, and this is gonna sound controversial, but I want to let folks know that as a man, I don't think men should date a woman while they're on their cycle. I don't think you should date your lady if you're in a relationship where you get to know a person. Because if we were dating, right, and I took you on a date while you were on your cycle, I wouldn't get a chance to know you. I would get a chance to know the other, you and your, we are legion. I would get a chance to know all of the people inside. I don't want to date them. I was trying to date you. So my rule, and this is sound controversial, I don't feel like you need to date. So if I was to ask you on a date, I would say, hey, babe, how you doing? You're beautiful. I feel like you're nice. I feel like I would like to marry you one day and have 2 kids with you at least.
But you did date me.
I know, but well, I didn't know. That's what I'm saying.
What you mean you don't know?
I would have declined and said, I'm sorry, man. I'm washing my hair at that time. I would see you 3 to 5 business days after that.
Anyway.
That's what I'm saying. No, hold on. Because you never answered. You said when you were a little bit tired, you were a little bit on the side of that. What is realistically?
Look, I don't feel like being bothered. Like right now, he's irritating the heck out of me. And I'm trying to be nice.
It's a real
and I'm trying to be nice. And you are irritated. You agitated me.
Covered here. So, but what is it though? What is the problem?
What do you mean? What is the problem? I don't know how to put it into words or how to, like, my thing is, unless you've been there, just like me, y'all may not necessarily have a time of the month, but y'all do go through phases. I do feel like where you just feel like it comes off as if you don't want to be bothered or whatnot. So you may not have necessarily time of the month, but I do feel like men sometimes have their time of the month but it's just a hormonal time. It's just hormonal time. So everything is, but I believe God created this way. I mean, it's amazing how God created the whole reproduction process because you need this in order to be fruitful and multiply, right? So, so I don't even know why this is even a challenge.
This is the problem. The problem is you all don't even realize that you're different people. You all do not go in and say, you know what, my patience is lower right now. So thus I need to self-regulate, self-manage myself a little bit different than I normally would going in. It's like y'all shocked every month. It's like y'all shocked. And another thing of having to go get menstrual cycle papers, what y'all call those things? Those little things in the green or whatever, the Dollar General, whatever kind you use, no judgment. But y'all don't know y'all gonna have them again every month. So it's like, to us, it's just, we don't understand it. We haven't been through it. We don't understand it. So many men listening right now, if you buy your lady, I know his knee is jumping up like, oh, I'm going to try to speak for y'all. Try to get some answers in a safe place. Is this a safe place? Maybe I should ask that first. It's a safe place?
Yes, it's safe. Okay. I'm just really trying to get to
let's get to it. Okay, get to it. So somebody wrote us, and we have MF, help me. Mr. Family, help me. So, all right. They say, hey, misters, I'm getting married to a great guy this year, and I have a problem. The wedding is scheduled to fall during my menstrual cycle. Yikes. Oh, man. I don't know if I should tell him now or later or just change the date. The problem is some deposits might be non-refundable. What should I do? MF, help me. What do you think? What do you think? And people listening right now, watching right now, what would you do? This is a real situation.
Well, this was a real situation. Yeah, we actually went through this. And let me share what I did, okay? Because when I realized that it was going to be popping up on the big day, what I did was I talked to my OBGYN. And what they recommended was, they recommended, of course, they put me on birth control and all of that stuff. And they gave me some techniques to utilize in regards to my birth control pill. So it wouldn't necessarily skip, but it would come on at a later time or earlier time, or depending on how that all works. So I would suggest, this is me, I would suggest that you speak with your OBGYN, because they are the doctors, they are the professionals, and go and just discuss with them what your situation is, and then they will be able to provide you with the whatever they need to provide you with. Because my thing is, I'm sure we're not the only ones that have been there. Several women have been there. It's just so, and because another thing too, because that's a special moment, that's a special time, and all of that stuff. People have been holding out, pressure been building up. So my thing is, that's what I did. That's what I did. I went and I talked to my OBGYN, and I believe at the time it was a male. He was a male OBGYN, and I explained to him, and he recommended, because that was before we moved up here. And so, but he recommended what I was able to do, and hey, it worked out.
All right, good. Okay, so you said talk to your OBGYN.
Yes. So don't take that about. Go to your OBGYN.
That's what we're here for. We talk MF help me. You part of MF, so you got to help her. MF family, it's a family. So young lady about to get married. She realized, in I guess this year. So, and also too, she realizes that her menstrual cycle is gonna come on a date. And as a man will speak to her for her husband, because she asked, should she tell him? Should she wait? Do not wait until y'all get after paying all these deposits and DJs and all this other stuff, and he coming in and he is ready hold on. Okay. And he is ready to knock the dust off that thing, and you tell him these yams is a little.
I wouldn't tell him.
You would not. So I think this is the part of communication. Then it says don't tell them. I'm saying do not wait. I'm saying do not wait until the day.
I would say talk to your OB. I didn't tell you.
No. What I'm saying, I already knew about it. So I don't know whether you told me or not. I knew about it. And so yes, you did. You did tell me. I exactly know, because you switched up the what you call it pill, the sugar pill, or whatever y'all call it, the water pill. And switched up. Girl, don't listen. I'm up for that. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. I ain't new to this. But let me speak to this young lady, because the young lady want to know, should she change up her wedding day? Yes.
No.
Give up that date.
No. Don't listen to y'all.
Do not get married in the Red River. The Red River is flowing. Listen, this is, you don't want to be knowing when the Red River flowing. Don't surprise them when you get back at this thing. Oh, I didn't even know. Help her, you did know, because you did know. That's what she needs to understand. I'm talking for this brother, because I'm speaking for somebody who got married. This brother is about to get married, and you do not want to go into this marriage. You do not want to go into this marriage thinking, oh, I'm shocked. Help her, you knew, because you've been had it before.
Why she never been?
Because if she don't tell him, she is a helper. I mean that disrespectfully. I mean that. Because this brother, I'm speaking for him. He can't speak because he don't know what's going on. This brother has done a lot. He's bought a ring. Has he not bought a ring? 2 rings at that. He's had to pay some deposits. I don't know what his parents is able to contribute, but he's had to pay a lot of stuff to get this thing down. And so his expectation is to unite as one at that point in time. And for her to keep that from him is criminal. And you need to be locked up. You need to be locked up. If you're going to go that far and not tell this brother what's going on, listen to me now. Listen.
Don't change.
I'm telling you.
All you have to do, if you want to communicate with them and speak to him about it.
Get married on a Tuesday? Go ahead.
If you want to communicate and explain to him what's going on, but just let him know that you want to speak with your OBGYN.
That's good. Talk with him. Yes. Your OBGYN say that we ain't got nothing to do. Change that date. Who can make it? You know who need to make?
Or maybe what people should start doing is before you plan your wedding day.
Stop making that. People just be going through. People get pregnant all the time.
Because for the most part, most people are consistent on a monthly.
You're right. But I see jokers who be like, I didn't know I was pregnant till 9 months in. These jokers will be something going on here. I've never been pregnant, but I said, so listen, if that can't work out, what Dana said can't work out, change the date. Who can't come, won't come. But I tell you who need to come. Huh? Listen now. I'm trying to hope somebody. I know who 2 people who need to come.
Oh my goodness.
I can't tell you who won't come, but 2 people who need to come. I'm speaking to somebody.
Alrighty.
MF help me. Y'all let the sister know. Oh, that was a good. I'm gonna say it one more time. Listen. If nobody else don't come.
Yeah, okay, well you let that go. I told y'all.
Okay, we like to laugh, learn to love on every episode. We already laughed through this letter. Hopefully, we didn't. I was really tell the truth for this part. So, the laugh is, what is your worst time of the month moment? Do you remember your worst time of the month? What's a quick moment you realize now? You said you don't really change, but if you could think through a long time ago, like last month, whatever we get.
Well,
what is your worst?
I think going back to what I relate to this young lady.
Okay.
I believe that was what
that was your worst. A sneeze. You see when you get that cycle.
Oh, you got to edit that.
That corona, I ain't editing this thing too. I got my skin.
Bless me. You didn't bless me.
I was saying, bless you. I'm sorry. Bless you.
But I would say.
What's your worst time of the moment? Do you have a worst time of the moment?
Oh, let's see. My worst time of the month.
Trying to say, it's that time of the month.
Well, I mean,
your house and we
it's just every month. But I understand that.
Do you see the?
But I understand why this process.
I didn't go in this house and put my foot on this couch. Yeah, I put my foot on this couch. You said, that's nothing different about me. Oh, every month it works for me. Do you see that? It's happening live right now for y'all to see. I'm glad this happened now so we can watch this back because it be when I mentioned it, like, what? I said that. I did that. I acted that way. And to me, it's just the devil is busy because it be on time. I'll be like, man, we got to do something. This happens. So okay, let me ask this real quick. We'll get to it. What is the worst time of the moment? What? Let me do a countdown.
All right.
See that trigger right there? I'm glad. I'm just got to get it out. It's not for me. It's for somebody else. Worst time of my moment is. Let me see. What year in time of the month when we were engaged and you went and got those? You got the collars. You ain't got the key, and you threw the key at me into the bushes in front of our whole wedding party.
Before we got married.
But that doesn't make a difference. It's so Kerry, he did bring that back up in the comment. That is true. He was able to see that. He was like, man, I don't know if this is what the women's been doing. The women's, I was like, yeah, the women's be, that's how it be. So that might be in the top thing of we would come back. And she upset at me instead of just communicating like the regular person would. Threw my keys in the bushes and sticker around bushes. I'm still scratched up and bleed from that. I think that probably be the worst one. So when are you ladies, can you admit though, can you come out the moment and look back at yourself like, wow, look what I did. I was a mass murderer. I had something going on. Not you, of course, but just saying. I'm sure nobody would be able to take that up, for example. So, all right. So let us know. Please let us know. I love to hear stories like that. Seeing other people go through struggles help me know that my struggles are normal. And so, I know you're struggling. So, we're going to talk about how to survive your wife's menstrual cycle. Your time of the month. How to survive your wife's time of the month.
Dana did not approve the content of this show.
So, and this is for fellas, you may be coming in right now, you may be seeing her, you may have imagined a lady that walked down the aisle, who here once in your heart. She came through and you had a little teardrop. There I see what happiness is. And you was like, I love this woman forever. There's nothing bad she can do. And you remember that teardrop, and now you got a teardrop when you know it's that 3 to 5 days of the month. When you come back, you look through that teardrop and you're like, Lord. Or for me, it's looking at the garbage can. Look at the garbage can. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's the first day. It's like Monday, hard job you're going through. But we love y'all. It's just, we would just rather you guys like take a break. Just like isolate yourself, quarantine yourselves, and go to a place that then let us know when you're purified, you're clean, and you're ready to come back into society.
Somebody better come get this man.
I'm spending facts today. I'm spending facts.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna get into this. Just a few of these that some tips. All right, you having be a table over here. We go through this with the pre-meet. You're like, hey, all right, do you have anything that jingles or snap? Who are you talking to?
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, go ahead. I'm picking the bear here. Okay, what to do? First thing, be patient and understanding.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You need to have the patience of Job, fellas. You don't understand what Job went through. Have the patience of Job. And it could be just an emotional surge. If you ever seen a woman in a menstrual cycle get hungry, it's like two different competing things inside. It's just a different thing. So being patient and understanding that trouble don't last always.
And just remember, like, this is a part of the process.
God.
And I think just keep in mind, show empathy, because imagine if you have to go through this, man, every month. And how you would feel, you know what I'm saying? Because I like what this man stated here. He said, if I were hit with that kind of emotional surge and physical pain, I would go crazy. I'd be pretty quick to take out on the people around me. And so, you know, we don't.
He is trying to pander the women. He's trying to pander, patter. Look at me, women. I'm a pick me.
Sir, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the thing is, just be understanding. I understand that it's only a short time frame, and you guys will get back to normal the way life has been.
Hopefully so. You got to keep the faith. This is why you need to have a relationship with God. For these moments bring men closer to God, because they know they're going through this. You be like, God, help me. I need your help. That's why we go through this. Number 2 is to encourage her. Mm-hmm. And she's ultra vulnerable and needs affirmation. Even though those affirmations can be wrong. Even though you say something like, hey, you beautiful. You only saying that because I'm your wife. Well, okay, you're not beautiful. What? You don't think I'm beautiful? Like, oh my goodness.
No, that's not.
It's not the truth.
Jeff is so straight because, oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm really trying to be patient here. But,
yeah.
So my thing is what they're saying is, because that is the most vulnerable time in a woman's life, it can be one of the most vulnerable times. So we are very emotional during that time or whatnot. So you may want to just say, hey, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of the wife that you are, the woman that you are, the fact that you're the mother of my children. You are amazing. Just continue to give her words of affirmation. When she does not feel like, because she probably may not feel like cooking and cleaning and all of that stuff, she may just want to lay down. Just be there for her, support her, and let her know it's okay. She does not have to be superwoman during that time.
So those are good things. This is what guys are thinking this time. If I'm not around, I can't get in trouble with y'all.
You know what? I think Jeffrey's favorite part is when he has to go out of town for
that is
work.
The best time.
I believe
why you didn't put this all the time when I was in Detroit? Why you didn't you should have manipulated something.
Well, maybe you didn't play your Detroit trips around.
I will move forward. Give me those dates. Give me those dates. I'll make sure my travels.
Anyway, be proactive. And
hold on. I have one thing I want to say about
that.
So, fellas, what Dan's saying is true. Is to, and some people are saying what if I'm not proud of her at that time? What if you have to lie to her? I think God is okay.
This is when it's okay to have a lie. Remember, you had that
love lies. I have a whole 5-minute bit or so. I call it love lies, and this is one of them. I was concluding this of where you love somebody overshadows the lies you have to tell.
Yes.
You be like,
yes. So even when she acting up plum fool, just be like, baby, I love you. It's okay. We're gonna get through this together. Now you may not want to say, "Let me get through this together," because she may say,
"I'm dealing with this one. I'm the only one bleed." Yeah. I'll be like, "See that?"
I'm the only one going through.
Oh, okay. I thought everybody knew what it was going. And so it says everything in her says she is unattractive, not good enough, unworthy, and unlovable. Mm-hmm. Oh boy! And tell her how great a mom she is to kids. Like you just mentioned that. I just want to ask her, what? I get the whole, because I was listening a little bit in health class. I was more of a math student, great grades in math. English. I didn't really worry about that part, but I was like, what? When I meet God, I want to ask, what was the thought process behind this? Was it to make us more patient, to build us up? Because it's definitely a journey for us to get there. And so I would actually see what was the.
But I don't think Jeff realized how patient I am with him. through like this type of stuff right here. So I have to sit here and listen to all of this.
It's not necessarily towards you.
Yes,
I'm just speaking for men in general,
okay.
because men say this type of stuff, and that's what they need help. Men need help too.
Alrighty.
You know what I'm saying? We need help as well. You know?
Okay, go ahead.
You
go ahead.
Okay.
Be proactive. Because I want to say the next.
Okay. You want? Okay. Ooh, I knew it. You'll see what the next one is. Don't go anywhere. No, the next one, number 3, be proactive and helpful. And many men, this is what I would say, men in general, one of my thing is we are not proactive in what we have a lot of times because of just what is going on. We if you look at how we enjoy simple, we enjoy simple. If you go to a bachelor pad, many times there's no pictures. There's a futon, there's a TV with no stand, there's a mattress, maybe a box spring sometimes, and maybe there's one washcloth and one big towel that we just recycle over and go like that. But those men are happy. But those men are happy. They haven't washed their sheets in months. But you know what? They've become one with them and they've become happy. And women sometimes see that and say, how can you be happy in this minimalistic state? And they don't see that. So being proactive and helpful. If you're like me, perhaps most guys, you are looking for something to do to make it better. We're problem solvers. I know when she comes to me with a problem, I'm trying to solve it. And so when I see this problem come up, I've learned now after 15 plus years that, you know what, let me just minimize our interactions during this time to kind of get past it, just so you can get there. Some guys are like, you know what, let me dig in. I'm going to water, let me put my war paint on and go in there and try to solve it. And it sometimes doesn't work. It blows up in your face. So if she usually cooks dinner, what you may want to do is order in, YouTube how to cook something, watch her cook something while she's not on the cycle, and say, you know what, babe, listen, we got 3 good days together. I'm preparing myself. I'm going to another place. You can't come with me. But I'm sacrificing my family because I know who I'm talking to now won't be who I'll be talking to.
Or maybe you should just send your spouse or your significant other, send her to a hotel or something so she can have that time together.
They did like a Motel 6 or something like that?
No, send her to like the Peabody or to like Hyatt place or Hyatt.
Do you think that they
something like that?
Deal with?
Yes, send her there.
And be like, hey baby, I got you a 3-day weekend getaway.
Yes.
But it's Tuesday. Yeah. It's like, hold on, one day you start, so it's Tuesday, Wednesday. Be romantic with it. Listen.
And be like, I'll watch the kids for you.
We want you to rest. Do not contact us. until this time. Give her a time to come back into that time. Like, all right. I pack you some sandwiches, some chips, and some chocolate.
Hey, you gotta say
women love chocolate. Women love chocolate.
You gonna do it me.
Nah, because it's gonna be, listen, you won't get it right. That's the point. You can't win this one. Okay.
Let her, number 4, let her be crazy. Don't get swept into the emotion. You need to be empathetic, but your emotions need to remain steady. Remember, you're supposed to be the calm one here, man. You should be the eye of the storm. Hold your frustration in check, even when she's overeating. Getting angry and arguing with her will only make the situation more explosive. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I'm gonna get this point. I want to ask a question to you and to all ladies. I want you to speak for ladies. Ladies, please respond back if it's different or similar or you agree with what they're saying. Is the thing, let her be crazy. Do y'all hear you say this man is straight pandering to women?
Yeah,
I did because I felt this was good quality things, but it's also good for people to kind of read and say, okay, is this something like that? Let her be crazy. At one point, it's just like, how does that help the thing? So let's say you're irrational to a erratic point. I'm just supposed to. So we're in the store, we're in the grocery store, and they're out of pickles. I know women love pickles, and so
women love. How biased is that?
I'm not a scientist. I'm just telling what scientists say. Let's just keep going with it. Don't get stuck there. So women love pickles. You go to the grocery store with her. I don't know why you would be doing that on the cycle. Let's say you are a dangerous person. You like rolling the dice. So you get to the grocery store and then you see they're out of pickles. She explodes.
Most women do not do this.
Let me bring it in a little bit. Let's say you're in line for Starbucks or some other coffee place, and they close early.
No, that was totally different. I was none of them in the second end.
So imagine if she was. And so
No, that was totally different. That was different. You know that was different. You know that was different. You know that was a whole different situation.
This is a judgment-free zone.
No, that was a whole different situation.
This is a judgment-free zone, baby. So it's
no, we were in line for 45 minutes at Starbucks, and then they closed on us.
I gotta post the video of that because this is hilarious. We're going So let me get to the point. Let her be crazy is irrational. It is. You're not as a leader. Do you go to your job? Do you think Elon Musk is in there and women are on a Tesla floor creating Tesla and they start ripping off?
But Jeffrey, you
Tesla,
going to the extreme.
That's what I'm saying. Let her be crazy.
That's not what he said.
Elon, come here. She's on her cycle. Don't say nothing. Let her be crazy.
No,
this is Mr. and Mr. Podcast. And then I said, let her be crazy. It don't run this course. And she just kicking doors in it. He won't take me back. That's why employees are allowed.
No, I think what this is saying. No,
because you go crazy. Because of women's cycles. They won't allow them to have their phone.
I believe what he's implying is like, it's okay. It may be like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type thing, where it's kind of like you may be like, hey babe, and then this one would
smash.
No, he's not breaking around here.
Me hungry. Me not eat today. Me.
Okay, you won't let me get it in.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'll be quiet. Go ahead.
But no, what I'm saying is, it's not to say, it's just saying that it's like she may be emotional in 1 minute, then have her happiness in it. So that's what I believe is just saying. Allow the emotions, ride the roller coaster, let the emotions take place. And then some women don't have any of these symptoms.
Some don't.
Yeah,
and
so that's amazing.
The Lord has blessed them. A lot of those, I find that this is what I hear from my other male counterparts who are married or in relationships. They feel like the women who do that were like that way when they were single, and somehow the wedding cake ignites that. It's like having something inside that's been elevated trigger. Okay, cool. Last one here. Woo, Lord, I know the man is, somebody got to fight on the couch. Listen to this at work, and they got to fight with a male coworker who just asked, hey, you look nice in there. Why you look nice yesterday? Oh, y'all crazy. Okay, so the last one, it says, discuss your feelings afterward. Letting her be crazy to me, all of her behavior is appropriate. We talked about when offenses are committed, discuss it afterward. So let me break this down. So that, let's say you were crazy at that point. Do I talk to you afterwards? Are you in a place, let's say, I've survived those 5 days. I've sheltered in place.
No, because most of the time, by that time, you're like, okay, things are back to normal. We're excited, all of that stuff.
So don't talk to you afterwards about your,
I do believe if something truly hurts your feelings, but I think for the most part, women are not just gunning for you and say anything. I don't believe. Name a time where you feel like that I was just completely irrational and I really hurt your feelings.
Completely irrational. I would say one time is, I think sometimes the arguments. I think women sometimes can take things we've shared with y'all, and y'all can just try because it's just an emotional thing. Y'all can try to hit us with something. You know what I'm saying? To try to hurt us in that extent. Mm-hmm. So I think I can't think of anything particular here. I'm really speaking for all men in general, just what we had to deal with there. So how did we get past that? So says and so talk about what happened calmly. So next time there may be more control. So talking about it, the goal is to so. Do we need to schedule our grocery visits different? Do I need to go in first to see if they have pickles on the shelf before you go in? And I think women have to own some of it too. If I know that, am I putting myself in a place that I can already be there? So I try not to put any dates during this time. That's just my rule of thumb. If we have I don't think we had an anniversary in a while. Thank the Lord. The Lord has been sheltered on me. And so that would be the most pressure. I feel like, okay, we have to do something because we're celebrating, but also too, you don't want to poke the dragon. So it's like you want to kind of go to the east side. So as my rule of thumb is, and plus it's like working a job. Not to say that anything has to end with the yams or sex, but it's the fact of it's always good to have the option for it. And I don't know, some people may be like, well, the Red River don't stop us. And that salute to you. Nothing wrong. I just prefer I prefer the blue waters of Tahiti. You know what I'm saying? That's my I don't judge you don't judge me. But I think having that conversation first, so if you're dating, seriously dating, or you're married, y'all never talked about this, and you've been feeling some type of way, like, and you just been avoiding, like, oh, I think I may have corona just for 3 to 5 days. You'd be trying, or you may have a cold just so you can avoid that. Have a discussion, like, you know what, I think this meal may taste better 3 to 5 business days later because of just what happens. And so, does that make sense? Does that offend you guys? Like, if we never had this conversation, I said, you know what? And we had a date planned, and you was like, boom, always with wings.
But my thing is, I think women want to be, I believe in any time, again, like we said, this could be one of the most vulnerable time or most emotional times. So I believe I think, and that's one of the things that Jeff and I disagree on, because he feels like we should wait, because my thing is, this is your wife, right? So this is not somebody, a woman of the night. This is not somebody you picking up on the street, or like you want something in return. This is your wife, the person that you say that you want to spend the rest of your life with. So therefore, I feel like if any time, this should be more of a time that you should want to, wine and dine your significant other and take her out and that sort of thing. That's just me. I know for me, I would appreciate.
Let me get this straight. You would appreciate me doing more affectionate type things. Not necessarily sex, but I'm saying more affectionate things.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's because that's the time where the woman is definitely more vulnerable during that time. So why not? Like, because are you stating, because for me, it comes off as, oh, well, no, I can't take you out on this date. Because this is what I'm saying. This is the way it comes off.
Say it.
So it comes off as, oh, no, I can't take you out on this date because your menstrual cycle is on. So we got to wait, because I feel like it comes off as, oh, well, you only taking me out to get something in return.
Oh, gotcha.
And so my thing is, I feel like that you should want to take your significant other out, especially during that time, to really, so she may need this time even more apart from kids and everything else in the world. That's just me. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I wasn't speaking of like trying to get something from return. I was just trying to say to avoid the emotional roller coaster of what could happen out of it. So not to get something in return, it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to put yourself in a place of success. And so you don't have an argument afterwards. Or like if you haven't got to a place. And if you know what's going on. Like sometimes women just be like, I'm not, like if I'm cramping, I don't feel like being around. You know what I'm saying? And so you don't know that going in. So just kind of get to the place. So that's something we do defer. But I think at least communicating and talk about it so you can understand both of the sides. So, all right. The love person is communicate about your cycle, off your cycle with each other. Express expectations and triggers, and extend grace, and then be realistic about what happens. So your homework is to talk about it while it's not in the place. It's like talk about sex while you're in the bedroom. Like talk about it before you get there. So talk about what are your fears? What are your expectations in a non-judgmental way on both sides? So you get the truth and not something that they're just trying to pander to whoever's on that side. All right, so did we survive? Did we survive that time of the month? This is the first day. So stay tuned for me.
But the first day, how long have we been married? 15 years?
You don't know how long?
We've been married for 15 years, right?
If I would have said that during this time, would I have been in trouble?
15 years.
Would I have been in trouble with it?
Every month for the most part. Except the times that we found out that we were, the times we were pregnant.
Ooh, and I was like, ooh, then you got a whole another child from there. You see how you can't get no break. You can't get a break out here. Oh, well, I get you saying, yes. Your left eye twice. No, but I think we gotten better over time with this, and so it's not a.
Well, on that note, I have to go pick up my children.
So let's do the Mr. Muncher then. Mr. Muncher, whether you argued, disagreed about how to survive that time of the month, look your spouse, your mate, your lover in the eye, and say these 3 things. I like you, I love you, and I want you.
Come here, son. Give me a kiss.
Okay, I think this. I don't know what to think of this side. You see that this is what you want to avoid. You don't know what they're thinking when they in the other 20. How many days it is? Is it normally 5 days? Is 3 to 5 days? How normally? What's the normal time?
3 to 5 days.
3 to 5 days. It's like Amazon get you into. All right, get up right here. Listen, we learn, laugh, learn, love. Hey, it's the Mr. Podcast Show.
And that's our show.
Yeah. Listen, we love you guys. Love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Come back every Tuesday or whatever day you listen to this. Oh, and pray for me.
What? Oh, man, don't even do that.
She beat me.